Lads, welcome to the Near FM sessions.
Great to be along.
Thank you.
Is there too warm in here with our nice, heated studio?
Not too warm.
No, it's
Yes.
good.
Good stuff. Obviously, this is your first ever radio show that you've done, is it? Or interview?
No, hang on. Weirdly, I think we did this like 6 years ago.
Right.
So I guess we would have been
like
16 and 13 or so. Absolutely.
Obviously, it was the kind of the prequel, if you like, to the Near FM sessions. So we are only 5. Well, 5.5 now. So
Well,
we might have been just at the end, maybe.
might have been
Yes.
just at the end of it, but yeah, we did do it years and years ago. Like we were really bad, but we still have the recording of it somewhere on a CD at home. So
I'd love to hear that.
Just don't know if you would.
We would.
And obviously, you were a two-piece at the time as
Yeah,
well.
well, we're still sort of a two-piece. We've been doing stuff, like doing our own stuff for years and years and years, and we're kind of drafting in new people at the moment. But
Cool.
just for now, it's easier to do it as two. But there are drums and violinists and all kinds of exciting stuff in the pipeline.
Excellent. Obviously, usually at the start of the show, we kind of ask the bands how they met. And that would be a kiss of death, because I remember someone years ago did actually ask, I think it was the Corrs, how did you meet? But obviously you're brothers, so I'm not going to ask that stupid question.
No,
anyway. But obviously, how did you, I suppose, being brothers, was it always an obvious thing that you were both into music and, kind of wanted to work together, or was it just kind of just happened?
When we were really young, we Donnacha got his first guitar and I was playing piano, and we just started just kind of messing around. And then Donnacha started writing songs and I started playing along to them, and we just started slowly playing gigs and people just got to know us, and then we just kind of kept going.
Yeah, we used to play loads of kind of like open mic style things, like one called the Peanut Club in the Hard Rock Cafe in town, and
Yeah, I
then
remember that,
Access Theatre in Ballymun, and just lots of little small gigs, like only playing 2 or 3 songs, but kind of just getting used to playing in front of people and new people every week. And it just kind of went from there really to just doing like quite a few gigs, and we entered a 4-track EP into the like North Dublin Making Tracks Award, and we won, and so we got money to record an album, which we did. So that's about as far as it's come so far.
And here's a good question. How do you find working together, being siblings and stuff like that?
It's not that bad.
Obviously you're living together, you've grown up together, but, I suppose it has its pros and cons, like everything.
I think there's definitely like the older brother syndrome with me, that I think I'm definitely in charge of things, and I think if things even start to go like I'm not in charge, I kind of pretty swiftly interject. Like
In the past year, I've started writing songs. It was originally all Donnacha.
Yeah.
But then we do set lists. He always makes sure that it's his songs. Maybe one of mine.
Oh yeah, well it's just because mine are more established because they've been around
What have I
for
started here?
This is going to go off the whole interview.
This could be like a really brief interview. There'd be chairs thrown before long.
I was going to leave something like that to the cheesy questions, but I think I'll tread very carefully tonight.
Okay.
You're going to do a track for us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Is this one of your tracks now, Donnacha?
This one, I think in fact all 3 of the tracks will be mine, believe it or not.
Okay.
This didn't go down well earlier.
How are you feeling about this now, doing 3 of his tracks?
Not good.
What's the song
The
called?
song is called Whisper.
Take it away, guys.
Whisper softly to me everything you want to be. You could be the tallest tree in the forest if you like. Whisper softly to me all of your hopes and dreams. I will make all of them come true. Whisper softly to me how I looked on a Wednesday as we drove in your car towards the town. Whisper softly to me. Tell me, how much sugar do you take in your coffee so I can learn every tiny detail about you? Whisper softly to me. Do you plan to settle down, or do you just wanna fly around an orange sky? Whisper softly to me. Do you feel we're getting older, but in the best sense, in the best sense of the word? Whisper softly to me. Do you mind if I stay to watch a little more TV? I don't think I'll be going anytime too soon. Whisper softly to me. Whisper softly to me. Whisper softly to me. Whisper softly to me.
The guys are still here. They've done, just before the ads there, you've done a track called Whisper. We were talking about, obviously, the songwriting front, and I'm not going to start any more rows or sibling rivalry or anything like that. You said you'd done a 4-track EP there a number of years ago.
Yeah.
So what's the plan at the moment? Are you recording? Are you gigging? Or a bit of both?
I think at the moment we've just introduced new people to the band.
Yeah.
Donnacha's girlfriend Livy, my really good friend of mine Meg, and an old friend of ours Pato. I think our plan is just to work with them for the moment, get used to working as a 5-piece, get a couple more new songs, and then from there go and do some recording.
You see, we haven't even got to write new songs to the extent we just need to put like music, put like a 5-piece arrangement to the old songs, so we can sort of be lazy in that respect for now, because like we haven't done the songs with the 5-piece before. So we've got around 5 songs, or maybe about 4 songs as like a 5-piece kind of put together.
Kind of nailed completely.
Like, more or less. And the others were kind of working on bits and pieces for them. So
excellent. And obviously the gigs will probably come after a while when you have the kind of the new tracks together. I suppose the hard part is getting used to playing with a band. How do you feel about that?
No, see, the thing is, we have this bit of a crisis, and it's kind of, this is the ego coming into it again. That our band name is just Donnacha Diarmuid Bolger. There's no clever band name, because I couldn't think of anything clever, and there's only 2 of us, and the name is self-explanatory.
Yeah.
But now we're getting 5-piece people. We obviously can't be all of our names together. See,
there you go.
That's no, and Donnacha Bolger and Friends, that was shot down.
That was shot down straight away.
It seems like that. I'm just slightly reluctant to let go of the Bolger part of the name.
I think also,
particularly the Donnacha Bolger part of the name. Now that's a bit strong.
I think also we said we were on this show 6 years ago, and we've always sort of been Donnacha Diarmuid Bolger. So
yes, we feel like
would be
the people
so
will sort of not that we're well known really, but people who would see
you don't
remember
become
the
too
name.
attached. You know, to hear a new band, or what's this all about?
If you got some new name, then no one would know who we are.
That's a very very valid point. And in terms of the songs itself, what kind of who would be your influences, or what kind of style of music would be heavily influencing the actual tracks?
Fairly acoustic stuff. I think our main influence would probably be Jeffrey Lewis or Josh Ritter. Those are kind of very acoustic
Yeah, I
stuff.
suppose the frames as well. Like
Yeah.
I was like obsessed with them for like 5 years. So
Yeah, I
the
can hear
frames
kind of elements of from listening to some of the tracks. Yeah.
So a lot of the kind of Irishy scene, and then kind of I got into like the New York kind of anti-folk scene, like Kimya Dawson, Mouldy Peaches, and Jeff Lewis, and these people about a year or two ago. So some of the
So they're having sort of an impact on.
yeah, exactly.
a lot
So
of
some of the newer songs are more from that, but.
I think the whole Irish scene has, it goes full circle. Obviously, you have your couple of years of indie. It's starting to go back to the kind of the singer-songwriters.
It is, yeah.
Which was kind of, I suppose, the early noughties, if you like, because it was a big thing,
I suppose you had like your Damien Rice, Paddy Casey, Mundy, like you had all these singer-songwriters, and then they just kind of got deeply unfashionable. And it was all kind of cool.
I think it's an Irish thing that we get fed up with stuff after a while, and we begrudge them, and then we kind of move on to the next one, and then kind of when you look back and you get that little bit older, you start appreciating, and then a whole new audience kind of gets on board, isn't it?
I hear that like Damien Rice bought at some auction like during the week, he bought one of Bono's guitars for like €500,000.
So he's living on royalties.
Exactly, like she wasn't his song on the X Factor or something
Cannonball,
like that?
Yeah, Cannonball. Like,
he sold out.
Yeah, he did big time. He thought he'd never do something like that.
Did you see him? You'd swear he hadn't got 2 pennies to rub together. He's like a hobo or something.
Yeah, we saw him at a friend's gig a while ago. He came out to do a song, and like he's just this massive beard and a jumper with holes in it. He just looked crazy.
Maybe it's cool to be scruffy nowadays.
Chic or something. Yeah, I don't know.
And obviously, where do you record? Is it a home studio or
mainly up in Ballymun? There's a studio in a place called Axis.
Yeah,
and we did a recording in some blokes. I can't remember his name. I think it was the S&S Studios. It's like in a shed around 2 or 3 years ago, but mainly we work up in Axis, and that's what we did. Like
it is a great studio
there, and then we won more time in there to record our album.
And the people there are so sound and all that. So
it is a great project. It's been running for 10 years. I worked there myself for a brief stint back in the day, and it's great that it's in the community as well.
It is, exactly. That's the important part of it, really.
Excellent stuff. You're going to do another track.
Yeah, cool.
There was a bit of an instrument switch there. A bit of panic at our little break.
No, we pulled it off.
What's this track called?
The song is called Skylines. It's the title track from our album, which I suppose I should mention is in Tower Records for a very reasonable $9.99.
Cool. Take it away, guys.
Cool. You hotboxed my shoebox and wasted all my time. You drank all of my vodka and left me with white wine. You smiled sardonically and I cried ironically. I always pride myself on how I say goodbye. In a shady bar where I had watched you from afar until I came on over, all stuttering and shy. My guides, it stifled you, and so you rifled through your notebook to find a place where I could write my name down for you. Lodged up my sleeve as we ducked and dodged and weaved through suburbs by streetlight at the edge of your town. Was the frown upon your lips, that sudden stillness of your hips as we lay there in silence waiting for the end of the world. of big cities, of a skyline so high that it blocked out the sun. We've begun to notice the tiny imperfections adorning you, adorning me too.
Excellent stuff, lads. And that's called Skylines, is it?
Excellent. And I gave you a solo there and everything, so you can stop your moaning about never getting it. Honest to God.
This is so funny. It's great watching just the intenseness in the studio. If you're in here now, you can put the atmosphere.
And
of
it
the
is
night.
getting a bit hot, by the way. You're right.
I told you it would. Obviously, off air, I was saying that every band that we have on doesn't escape the dreaded cheesy questions.
Okay, fair
or
enough.
the really hard questions, as they're now going to be known, because most bands are like, they're not really that cheesy.
Yeah.
So you guys aren't exempt, unfortunately. And
Okay.
I don't know if you were asked this all those years ago when you were on the show,
I don't think so.
but obviously you have to answer these or we can't let you leave.
Okay. fair
Okay,
enough.
so firstly we start with Donnacha.
Right, go on.
We'll ease it in. Okay,
Ease it
we
in.
won't be too hard on you first. Desert Island Disc. You're stuck on remote island in, I don't know, the Caribbean or somewhere like that, or off the west coast, and you have one of those little crappy, what you call it, iPod shuffles.
iPod shuffles.
Yeah, you can only stick one album on it. What would that album be?
Oh, okay.
Or before I finish.
Oh, right, okay.
It can't be a compilation, best of,
Oh.
greatest hits or anything like that, or soundtrack.
Jesus. I suppose probably if it could just be one, it have to be Arcade Fire's debut album, Funeral, I think.
Brilliant.
'Cause that's a pretty super
Yeah.
album. And it will keep you going. And it's pretty long as well.
It's
so.
quite diverse as well.
Exactly.
You've a bit
So
of
if you
everything
were
on
going
it.
to go mad, you'd go mad slowly.
Excellent. Very good answer. I like that one.
Same question.
Yes.
You can't say Funeral.
I was going to say Funeral. I think maybe the Polyphonic Spree's debut album.
Excellent.
It's such a complete sound, such a cheerful thing that would stop you going mad every day.
It is. It's got a big sound. And how many of them is in the band? There's
26.
more. There's more of them than
26,
Arcade Fire.
26,
isn't
and
there?
then
Yeah,
it grows
exactly.
every day.
I saw them. I think, but they had Witness 2000.
They were at Electric Picnic 2007.
Yeah.
Seven,
Could be what you're thinking of. Yeah, I was at that.
Excellent. Good answer. Two very good answers. And what's the deal with picking loads of people? You must be lonely or something especially big bands.
Well, there's only two of us. So,
Exactly.
Might as well pick two bands with 10 plus members.
Mm.
Which kind of leads me on nicely to my second question. And I'll start with Donnacha again, just because it's easy. If you could get rid of Diarmuid out of the band, and go off on your own, join a band, doesn't matter who they are, could be famous, could be split up, dead, alive, doesn't matter. Who would it be?
All right, cool.
And why?
I suppose it would have to be, Lost Campesinos?
Oh, yes.
I'd probably join them just because it looks like, I've seen them a few times and it looks
Yeah.
like so much fun.
They're a
And
good fun band, yeah.
Because our band is really good fun, but you don't get to scream and shout and stage dive and
Yeah.
stuff. So I think they would be my choice because
Cool.
they would just be mad and good fun.
Yeah, they are one of those real feel-good bands. Kind of, even one of their songs have been used in a well-known beer ad.
Exactly.
Yet again.
Isn't-
Twice. Two different beer ads.
Really?
And but they are one of those kind of feel-good
It's
bands.
kind
You
of
hear
a perfect song for an ad.
Yeah,
it's
it
perfect
is.
song
It
for an
really
ad
is.
and the summer, I think.
Yeah.
Well, if this is the summer, I don't
Yeah,
know.
well-
What season is it again? Same
the
question.
I think an American band called They Might Be Giants. because they've so many songs on like 13 different albums.
I've heard them, but I wouldn't be familiar with their music.
You always have a new song, different songs to play every night.
They have the Malcolm in the Middle theme tune, is what you might know them.
That's what it is. Yes,
they have that
point
song.
of reference. Yeah.
So it's purely for just the the feel good
well,
factor,
they're really
the
good band
buzz,
as well, but like it just
not for the antics off stage and stuff.
I'm sure they get up to stuff as well.
Yeah.
They're both in their 50s, like they're hardly getting to anything too.
The are fun too.
Yeah, begins in the 50s. Look at the Stones, like they're still rocking away.
Then they're also going at 70, even though
he's got all his faculties. And last but not least, this is a new one which we kind of implemented about 2 months ago. These are probably this would be a good one. I think you will have some interesting ones. What is the most embarrassing song on your MP3 player or in your CD collection? And I mean, like Aqua Barbie Girl is just an example of what previous bands have.
Okay, I'm going to be brutally honest here.
Yeah,
my iPod only has only has a small amount of songs on it because it recently got wiped, so it's quite good. But I will give something embarrassing. Is that I'm ashamed to say this, but I ended up seeing James Blunt in 2000 and whenever that was, 2006.
Everyone's just hissing in the background here.
Yeah, I'm leaving the band now.
James Blunt.
Yeah, that's not very good, and it was
very good. I like it. Yeah, he's just brutally honest.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just tell it like it is. But yeah, so that's me putting myself.
It's not very rock and roll. I'm sorry.
No, it's not.
Well, I'm not going to judge because I have some really bad stuff in it, but nothing as bad as James Blunt.
Okay.
No, he tops it. I don't really have any embarrassing on my iPod.
Come on, there has to be something. Something that people would never maybe associate with you as like.
For some reason, I on my old iPod, and I can't remember what the song was called, but I've a couple of Shania Twain songs, and I've absolutely no idea why.
What was her? Was it "Man, I Feel Like a Woman"?
Yeah.
Let's not talk about this.
I just see you bouncing into college.
I might open up some wounds here. Okay, that's quite embarrassing.
I don't think I beat James Blunt though.
I
think James Blunt is worse.
I think he
is. I think so.
Yeah, Shania Twain. Yeah, she's got a bit of credibility. How many Grammys has she got? So that kind of outweighs the whole James Blunt thing.
James Blunt served in the war, didn't he?
He's probably reserved defence force or something like that. He's not that cool.
No.
Very good answers to all the questions.
Okay.
I told you they're not really that cheesy.
They're not that bad, but they're provocative.
They make you think. They do make you think.
Yes,
definitely.
I had I like the one. I kind of made that one up in the spot about kicking each other out of the band. I like that. I'm kind of proud of that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So this is the shameless plug bit. So you're saying the CD is on sale in Tower at the moment.
Oh yeah, so
$9.99.
$9.99, which is very reasonable.
Yes,
it's in the Irish section of the Tower Records up off Grafton Street on Wicklow Street. I don't know if we're allowed to mention other radio stations, but
I'll pretend I didn't hear.
Okay, Grant.
Okay.
We're playing on RTE next Wednesday night on Arena at 7:30. If anyone wants to listen to that.
Excellent.
Speaking of Axis, where the old arts director Ray Yates is just retiring, so we're playing like a gig there in like 2 weeks. We have we have like a Facebook page. If you just type in Donnacha Diarmuid Bolger, it's there, and there's a MySpace as well. Which
is myspace.com/Bolger Music. But
it's pretty redundant.
MySpace it's dying.
MySpace is so dead. I know, but
I used to love it.
It's Facebook now. It's just as good, and like everyone uses it.
I think people argue it's an easier platform to get your music.
Facebook is because everybody's on Facebook. Yeah, exactly. So it's just simpler. So Facebook page. So if anyone's listening,
and can you buy any of the music online as well as?
No, it's on. I think if you just type in Donnacha Diarmuid Bolger Skylines, it's
on SoundCloud.
It's on SoundCloud or something like. Yeah, it's on SoundCloud. So you can download it free from there. But so
it's a good taster before you buy the album.
Exactly, before you pay for it legally in the shops.
We do encourage paying for it. Don't go on BitTorrent, please. Excellent stuff. Well, best of luck with all the upcoming gigs and the other radio performance, which we won't mention.
I'm sure it won't be as nice as this.
It's quite a good show to be involved with. Fair play to you. You're going to play us out with a track?
Yeah, Grant. This last song is called Bonnie and Clyde, so it's one of the most recent tracks. And we do it normally with the full band, but we'll have to have a go with a two-man job of it. So.
Excellent stuff. Thanks a million, guys.
Cheers for having us.
Do stay in touch. Take it away.
Run away with me. I won't ask you questions about anywhere you've been. We'll find a place by the sea. waves crash against the back wall. We're hiding but we're free, you and me. You and me. Teasing voices call our names like parents lulling children home to a house engulfed in flames. All of their faces look the same, peering out into the night, trying to find someone to blame. You and me. You and me. Staring outwards at the tide, skimming stones, you're by my side. Us two outlaws were born to hide. You be Bonnie and I'll be Clyde.